I never cried, bro. Never been knocked out. I'm undefeated.
I don't know about that.
I'm ready.
I've seen your backyard brawls, dude. I don't think a UFC fight is what you wanted.
The only aliens we see here are the illegal ones.
Fuck, dude. I don't need you because I've had my dad. I've had, and I have my own family now. Damn, dude, I'm camouflaged as fuck.
I can't even think. Like, who is he?
Shit.
Who is he? Who is he talking to? He's an invisible guy. All right, cool. Episode 2. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode. Episode 1 was our testing episode. I think it went really well. A little bit shaky at first. I think the nerves kind of got us, but we warmed up, and hopefully you guys like it. This one, I feel like I'm a pro already, dude.
Dude, we're about to hit 2 million likes, dude.
Yeah. So the thing was, I looked at the subscriber count because I have I downloaded the app for YouTube.
I'm gonna bring Cat Williams on this bitch, dude.
And we actually got a couple of subscribers, which is really cool.
How many do we got?
We're sitting at 22.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure once episodes start rolling, we'll go up. So shout out everybody that subscribed. I think what we can do eventually is also maybe do some set up some polls, have you guys interact with us and stuff like that.
Oh, I thought you meant
stripper polls.
Have strippers.
Yeah, during the pod right here.
All right, dude.
Yeah, make it rain.
Get it going.
If we hit 1 million subscribers, we'll get live strippers on here.
Live male strippers.
Yeah. All right, so episode 1 was just kind of really getting into us and talking a little bit of word about. And this one, I kind of just wanted to go into in freestyle and just talk about some of the things that we're into. Maybe talk a little bit about relationships, because I feel that's kind of what I need to talk about right now.
Yeah, I think you have a few things to get off your chest.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to blast your ex-girlfriend on here though, dude.
No. We're not blasting nobody. There's nothing to blast. It's just it's normal, relationships and stuff like that. But I think I was talking to a friend the other day, dating in 2024 is hard, man. I was in this relationship for 2 years almost. Yeah, a little bit over 2 years. And now I'm just I think about starting over and having to go on dates. It just sounds like a drag. I would fucking hate it.
Yeah, I mean, dude, we're in a very different time, I guess, when it comes to that. It's kind of hard, man, especially with relationships right now. I feel are being affected a lot by, there's a lot of things that are going on. And I think one of the main things too is, I mean, I don't know what your guys' issues is, but, or what you guys are going through, but I know, speaking to a lot of people a lot of the time, and I deal with the public a lot, right? And a lot of the time, dude, is technology, social media, your phone, just, for one, things are a lot more accessible, right? I guess that's the right word.
Yeah.
And not only that, but a lot of us, I'm guilty of it too, where you pay so much attention to your phone, you forget about people around you, or
Dude, I hate that shit so much, especially whenever you're expecting a message from someone, and then any notification goes off, and then you're just
yeah,
fuck. I hate that. I hate that attachment to the phone, and I think that'll probably be one of my New Year's resolutions.
Yeah,
is just spend less time on the phone. But now, ironically, I kind of have to spend more time, because if we're gonna grow this channel, probably gonna have to do shit on there. But
yeah,
I'll consider that work.
So something that I did. So I did a few things this year. I didn't, like I said, in the last episode, I didn't really tell anybody about the things that I wanted to do this year.
Yeah.
Just kind of to myself, right? I don't think making it known to people. I mean, it's just one of those things where, you tell yourself to do it and then you do it. So one of the other things, besides the whole drinking alcohol and drinking sodas and things like that and living a healthier lifestyle, was the whole phone thing. I remember, I used to get up and I would go straight to my phone and, just be on it and start scrolling and going through that.
Yeah.
So now what I do is, I give myself a few hours, dude, before I even, try to scroll or go through that, because, man, sometimes you open up your phone and it's a bunch of negative shit, right? And you don't,
Yeah.
and the way I see it is like, I look back at last year and I was like, maybe I was just starting off my day wrong. Sometimes you open up your phone, you start seeing negative shit. And I feel like your day's already started as in a negative, right?
Yeah.
Whereas in now, like, I wake up, and, just get ready for work, do what I got to do, go to work, talk to my friends at work, before I even touch my phone. Like, I want to make sure that I'm doing something else, on my days off. I'll go to the gym first, and then I won't even touch my phone till after the gym, maybe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of trying to pay more, I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Like be more present.
Yeah.
And like live life. Yeah. I noticed that a lot. Like during my lunch break, sometimes I'll walk from the store to the food court, and I get a 30-minute lunch, and I'm trying to like kind of like cram everything into 30 minutes. So I'll scroll through like social media, and then as I'm walking, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, look up. Like, I'm walking. Like, if somebody comes at me, they can drop kick me, and I won't even notice.
Yeah.
So trying to do that, get away from that. Building healthy habits. The gym. I think the gym is a good one, and I've had like an on and off relationship with the gym for the last couple of years. I was never like in high school. I was never like an athlete.
No, you weren't.
No. I mean, I played hacky sack, and I was like the greatest hacky sack. I was like state in hacky sack. I was the best. No one even compared. But I fucked up my knees. I had honestly, I think hacky sack did fuck up my knees, dude. Seriously. Yeah, no, I did soccer, and I was, what the thing is, like, soccer was something that I was pretty good at. But I think if I would have been more disciplined and actually tried, I could have been better because I was lazy. I remember for like the soccer games in the high school. Well, to begin with, our high school was so small and shitty. We didn't get a soccer team until our senior year.
Yeah.
And nobody really played soccer, and it was like at a weird time because it was in between sports. So all the athletic people would playing other sports that were more established, and the soccer team was just full of like freshmen and sophomores, and that was called varsity, and they were all like,
dude.
Yeah.
Some of those soccer game scores, man.
We never won a game. We never won a fucking game. It was bad. It was like I remember they would go like double digits.
Yeah, dude, that's not good in soccer, dude.
Yeah, they would put in their JV like third string in to play against us, and they were still like open on us. But like we weren't disciplined. Like I remember like practices, to begin with, our coach was not a coach. He was just like a math teacher that they threw in there who like was really good at FIFA or something. And he was a cool dude. He was a really cool dude, but he was not a coach. Like he wouldn't like, he would try to yell at us, but then like nobody had like no respect for him because he was like so nerdy. And I remember we would go to Wendy's. So our games were like after school. So we would go to Wendy's after school, and then like we would eat, and then with Swayze, and we would go play the games, and then we'd eat like Baconators right before the game. So we'd be like fucking full, like almost throwing up. And the soccer coach, he would talk like with his mouth really tight like this, and he would be like, Swayze, we're eating Baconators, Swayze.
Oh shit.
But yeah, so now I'm like, now that I'm in my prime, because 30s is like a man's prime, right?
I don't know.
I think, I mean, fact check me, but yeah, 30s is a man's prime, and I gotta feel like I need to step up. So been hitting the gym, not so much like bodybuilding anymore, because that was really like, I really have bad knees for someone that has not been athletic. I have like terrible knees.
Yeah. No, yeah, me too, man. I think I kind of slacked it for a long time. Just the whole physical fitness part, and I think that being physically not physically fit and doing all that stuff, really doesn't only just help, and you getting stronger, your body looking better, but it helps you feel better. I mean, when I go to the gym, dude, like I can tell a difference in the way how clear my mind is. I feel like I'm less stressed. I just feel like I'm in a better mood. I feel I have more energy. But I had just gotten lazy, and I had it, and part of it too wasn't just that I was lazy. But I recently got surgery on my ankle. I got surgery a couple months back, I think in September. I had an ankle injury that I've been dealing with since 2014 that I had surgery on, but wasn't very good. And I had to get surgery on it again, and I had just been putting it off for the last 5-6 years, and that was really keeping me from going to the gym, man. Because I never complained about it or anything like that, but that shit was painful every day of my life for like the last 6 years. I was in pain, and it was causing me to have back pain. It was causing me to, for my other leg to start hurt. Like it was causing so many things that I just didn't want to go to the gym. I didn't want to do any extra activities. I didn't want to do anything. And recently, so I had surgery in September, and it was a 2-month recovery. Finally got back into work and everything, and I started feeling good again. And I've been hitting it again, man, and I just feel better. Like I feel good. I feel like I want to do better things. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't want to drink soda. I want to drink water. I want to, drink. I don't want to drink alcohol.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good for your mental health. It's good for your physical health. It's good for your relationships. It's good for, for everything. I feel like it's good for everything. And a lot of people I think are scared sometimes to start going to the gym because they don't really know like where to begin.
It starts by just getting your ass up and going.
It does, dude. Sometimes it's fucking hard, especially on those days where you're like sore as fuck and you're like, I don't want to go.
Or going after work. Like my preferred gym time is like early. I'd rather go like early because it's when I have the most energy.
Yeah.
Like there's times when I go after work and it's like already like 6-7 and I'm not like, fuck, I'm just tired. I don't want to go home. Like I'm on my feet all day, deal with people, and I just but then like you go through your gym workout and you come out of it and sometimes you feel better. Like gives you like a little boost of energy. Get those endorphins going.
I don't know what the fuck endorphins are.
Endorphins are, fact check me.
You have a laptop right here, dude.
Yeah, fact check myself. No, I know what endorphins. No, it's a hormone that your body releases that makes you feel good. So it's a good
hormone.
Yeah, it's a hormone. Yeah. My cardio is really good right now. I feel like I can fucking jump in there into like a UFC fight and fuck somebody up, dude.
I don't know about that.
I'm ready.
I've seen your backyard brawls, dude. I don't think a UFC fight is what you want to do, dude.
Give me Justin Gaethje. I'll fucking check his leg kicks and fuck him up, dude.
Volk is a fucking beast, dude. That guy.
Yeah, but coming off of that last fight,
it's a bad knockout, huh?
He's coming off a loss to defend his title, and then it's a knockout, like a pretty bad one.
It was a bad knockout. Yeah. And it's pretty soon, man. I'm surprised it's as fast as, they're just going to take a fight that fast. Usually, after being knocked out like that, you might want to take some time, right? I've done a little bit of combat sports myself. I am pretty good at what I do.
You're quite the expert in concussions. You have like
Yeah. So no, I started boxing at a really young age. My dad started training me when I was like 7. Or maybe younger, dude. I was probably like 6, 7. So I started doing that at a really young age, and yeah, dude. I also did football, and I think just an accumulation of. I started doing football when I was 8 years old, dude. Mm-hmm. So for you guys that don't know, during my high school time, dude, I think I had like 5 different concussions, dude, or more. I had a lot, and they started getting worse and worse and worse, like to the point where I was fucking like blanking out for like a whole day, dude.
You
It
start
was
walking down the halls and you had like this like weird twitch.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. So when someone gets hit like that and they want to come back, the way Volk got knocked out pretty bad, and he wants to come back as fast as he does. I mean, I get it, right? It's his competitive side. He probably like, fuck this. I gotta, redeem myself. He's feeling some type of way.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's kind of soon. But I mean, it's kind of soon for me, I think.
I'm just saying I've never been knocked out.
I'm about to knock you out, dude.
No, you know what? Like I've when I was younger, I went through a phase where I had some like really like hard hits, and it's like I blame my siblings because it was always their fault. My brother used to have this 2-door car. It was a Toyota Tercel. Tercel? I don't know. This is this old 2-door Toyota, and he would like take me around with him everywhere. And his friends always like, I guess they always forgot that I was in the back seat because I was like a quiet kid. So whenever 2-door cars, you have to like put the seat back down, and then you have to get out through the front. His friends were forgetting. They would always like slam the door on me. Boom! Fucking hit me. One time they had like this, I think it was like a birthday party in the backyard, and some guy was doing like handstands for some reason or something, and he ended up like, or he did like a flip or something. He ended up like fucking kicking the shit out of me. Yeah, dude, it was bad, and it was consistent. Where like when I was younger, and then I never cried because my brother would always be like, "Don't be a bitch, like don't cry, don't cry," and I'd be like, "Okay," And this one time, we were in my grandma's house in Mexico. She had like these really old couches. Like those couches were probably like fucking from like the 40s or 30s, dude. And they had like little like pillows, right? But the pillows were like flat. And my brother's like, hold a pillow. So like I grab a pillow and I'm just like, all right. And he just fucking socks me. Dude, he knocked the fucking wind out of me. And then he's like, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. Because then if I cry, like, you get in trouble and shit. But I never cried, bro. Never been knocked out. I'm undefeated.
Yeah, no, dude. So I got knocked out one time, dude. I think I was 18. I had a fight in Las Cruces. And so I was training with this guy, just this trainer that my dad knew. I don't remember exactly who he was. But like I said, usually my dad would train me. He was the one that really got me into it. So I was training with this guy, and we weren't really training, man. I mean, I didn't feel ready for this fight. My dad knew I wasn't ready. He was the one that told me, like, hey, dude, like, don't take this fight. Like, you're not ready. Like, you haven't been training. Like, you just kind of been showing up here and there. You're not, really into it. Not only that, but when we did the weigh-ins, I think I came in at like 100 and I don't remember. I think it was like 140 pounds.
Yeah.
Because we were supposed to fight at 140, and he came in heavier than that. He came in, I think it was like 48, almost 50 pounds, 150 pounds. And we decided to take the fight, which was not a good idea, dude, because
there's weight classes for a reason.
Yeah, he was already heavier than I was as it is. And when we fought, I mean, you could definitely see the size difference.
Mm-hmm.
And so first round goes by, and I'm trying to keep him off because he's bigger, dude. So he knows he's bigger, and he's just kind of bull rushing me and trying to like bully me with his weight. And I'm trying to do what I can do to keep him off. And another thing that had happened before this was I was doing sparring about a week before the fight, and I hurt my thumb on one. I had thrown a punch. I think it was a jab, and I caught my thumb on one of the guy's headgear, and I hurt my thumb. So every time I would throw my left hand, my hand was it wasn't good. Like, So I basically had one hand. I had my right hand, and I was trying to defend myself with one hand. And second round comes around, dude, and this guy hit me with a good fucking shot that I just never saw. And I just remember waking up. Honestly, so I guess I went to the hospital.
Oh shit.
Dude, I don't even think my family, my parents or anything like know this, but I don't remember like actually coming to till I was at home and I was sitting in front of the TV later that night, and I was like,
Damn.
what the fuck? Like, and they're talking about it, like they're talking about the fight and everything because my uncle was there, and a couple of family members, and they're talking about it, and I'm like I don't remember, dude. Like I remember like the beginning of the fight, and then it's from, I guess, from when I went to the hospital to when I got home. I kind of just I'm sure I was awake because apparently I was talking to them and everything, right? But it was a time in, like, there was a missing like period of time in for me. Um, and it was I don't my uncle, I think, had the video of it. I don't know if he still has it,
Of
but
you getting knocked out?
yeah, it was you can kind of see it, but I hit the the ground pretty fucking hard. Um, yeah, and after that I didn't do anything like that anymore. I stopped fighting, and
How old were you when you stopped fighting?
18. That was the last
18?
time I ever did anything with boxing.
So
I mean, I still
in high
train every
school
now.
you were in high school you were boxing?
Yeah, dude. So I used to come to this gym here in Anthony, New Mexico.
The one by like like by the train tracks we're at? Kind of like going towards like
I think it was on I don't remember what the street
it was
was
off
called.
to the side.
Yeah, but
Well,
the gym ended up burning down. It fucking burned. There was an electrical short. Anthony, New Mexico. It fucking burned, dude. Everything inside got fucking destroyed. But yeah, I did that. I fought for a long time. And I didn't, after that fight, dude, I didn't do anything with boxing for a very long time. Um, it wasn't till I think I was already I was already in the military. Probably about 3 years, and they opened up a boxing gym in the area, and of where I was stationed, and I started going to that gym.
This is when you were in California?
Yeah, I was in California. I started going to that gym and kind of got into it. Started sparring again. Started um, just kind of getting into it. But the thing with that, dude, is people see like you got just like a little bit of skill. Like I'm not gonna say that I'm like the fucking best, but I was pretty fucking good. Um, and right away people see like that you got some sort of skill, especially like the boxing coaches there, and right away they want to throw you into like, oh come on, we get you this fight, we'll get you like,
Yeah.
not giving you time to get ready, right?
Yeah.
And then you go and get hurt. And I remember being there, and there was these coaches, and they were like trying to get me to fight, and they were like trying to rush me, and I was like, nah man, like I'm not ready, dude. You're trying to make, I haven't fucking fought in like 4 years, and you're trying to get me to fight in 2 months. Like, it's not gonna happen. So I just kind of left that gym, and I do it every now and then.
Yeah. You should
go.
you should do like the Battle of the Badges shit now. Do they have that in El Paso?
Yeah, so they have what is it called? It's the gosh, I forget what it's called. They do have that event though. They do. The last time I did some sparring was when I was in the academy for a peace officer academy. I sparred some kid because they were doing like boxing and stuff. But I mean, this kid had never laced up a pair of gloves in his life, so I kind of just took it easy and let him try to hit me and try. But I felt good, dude. I'm 31 now. I'm not like at my best.
I thought you would have retired after like you boxed me in the backyard at Jermaine's.
I didn't box you in the backyard. Did I box you?
Yeah. You can't remember because you're concussed because I hit you so hard. I knocked you out. You came back later.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, we did like a quick one, but
I probably didn't even try to hit you.
I think you said you were only using one hand.
Yeah, I don't even think you hit me, dude.
No.
Yeah.
Let's put on the gloves now, dude. I'm ready. Actually, when Elian was here the other day, he was here a couple of weeks ago. We went to the gym and we did a workout and shit, and then afterwards, he had his gloves there, so he's like, yeah, let's just do some light sparring. So we did a little bit of light sparring. Dude, that was like the first time I put on gloves since like high school. I think I'd put them on like in my brother's garage and hit the punching bag, but
Yeah.
it was pretty cool, man. Like it's tiring as hell.
Oh,
even
yeah.
even just like doing some light sparring, like just working on your footwork and all that shit. But it's cool. I kind of want to do it again.
Yeah. No, I mean, one of the things that like I also did, I started picking up a little bit was jujitsu and a little bit of wrestling.
That shit fucks up your knees though. And they're always talking about like knee injuries and jujitsu.
Yeah, because of they do, different like leg locks and shit. You got to be flexible for that shit, dude. Because yeah, you're not flexible, you're gonna get hurt.
I'm not flexible.
And I'm not flexible.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking flexible. But I've done a little bit of it, just because I don't know. I like to be well rounded. You never know what the fuck can happen. You never know if
Yeah.
So
So like being a cop, like you ever? I mean, I'm sure you've had scuffles and shit like that. You've had any like close calls where you're like gonna get your ass beat or anything like that?
well, I don't get my ass beat, but no,
You get your ass eaten.
that shit feels good, dude. No, but nah, yeah. I mean, I've had to get a little physical with people, but which is cool because I like the fact that I've done a little bit of jujitsu and a little bit of wrestling and stuff like that because, I don't I'm not gonna somebody's doing something, I'm not gonna go straight into just punching on me, right? Like I have to be able to maintain control of a person just without using that type of force.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of the time the jujitsu and the things that I've done have really came into play where I'm like, man, if I didn't know what I was doing, I'd probably be in a really shitty situation, right? But that shit, and I like, dude, being in law enforcement, I feel like you got to be well-rounded in all those types of things. There's a lot of people who aren't, and you can tell that they struggle, right?
Yeah.
I mean, not only that, but it gives you feel confident going to certain situations because you know that if anything goes wrong, you could probably hold your own if need be, and I like to stay sharp on that stuff because at the end of the day, you're trying to go home to your family.
Yeah.
And you need to make sure that, which is another reason why we're talking about being fit and all that is why I also want to be, make sure that I'm in good shape because you never know. And I just want to make sure that I'm prepared in every way possible. Because at the end of the day, I do want to go home to my family, right? I have kids. And yeah, I mean, I have to be ready for anything. I feel like
I've never been in a fight, like in an actual fight. I've been close several times, and it's gotten to the point where it's like about to happen, and then it never happens.
Dude, we can set one up right now, dude. I'll fuck you up, dude. No. I mean, would I say it's good to have that experience? Yeah, because you kind of know, a lot of people react different, when they get hit, dude. But I mean, we've done the backyard fights, and so you know what it feels like to be hit.
Yeah. Nah, dude. I think I'll probably kill someone, dude. Honestly, like.
What the fuck?
I don't know, man. It's like built up rage from years, and just like unleash it. I Hulk out,
Just you gotta masturbate, dude. That's all you gotta do. You gotta masturbate.
Would you ever like have your get your kids into boxing or anything like that?
So, actually, for Christmas, so we used to go to Academy, the sports outdoor store, and my son would always see the punching bags, and he would always like, dude, I've never like put that on them. Like, I've never tried to get him into it. But we would go, and he would just naturally like want to go punch the bags and be like, oh, I want to punch it, let me punch it, and he would get the gloves and try to put them on. So for Christmas, his grandma ended up getting some boxing gloves and some hand mitts. And I've tried them with him a little bit, but it's not something where I'm like, I want you to fight. I think it's more of like, I think he needs to know how to defend himself.
Yeah.
Right. I think every child should, not saying teach how to fight. But I told him this. I'm not teaching you this so you can go out and fight people and be mean and try to bully people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm teaching you this because I want you to be able to defend yourself in case of a situation. You get yourself in a sticky situation. Kids, nowadays are fucking. They've always been. I was a little asshole.
Yeah.
So you never know, right? Like,
yeah,
some kid tries to pick on him, and he's got to be able to defend himself. I'm not gonna be there every day, so
that's true.
So yeah, I've it's good. I don't think I'd make him fight. I don't think he has that in him. He grew up a lot different than I did.
Yeah.
He's growing up a lot different than I did. So I don't know. I don't think he has it in him to go and do things like that. But yeah, I don't push it on him.
The thing about kids nowadays is like they don't even fight anymore, dude. They just fucking pull out their guns. Like it's not even their guns. They take them from somebody. Like
yeah,
there's so many fucking shootings from like young kids, and especially like past all these Edgar kids. Dude, it's so dumb, man.
They're afraid to get their licks in, dude. Like, I mean, it's I don't know. I don't get it. It's just a different generation, a different time, man. It's not what it used to be, and that's the thing too, right? I don't like going out sometimes for the same reason. People are just looking to start trouble, dude. And you don't know who has what. You don't know. You be out with your family, something happens, and next thing you know, you're looking at God. For those of you that believe,
or the devil, depending who you are. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's a very different time. I always, before I even became a cop, I've always carried my gun with me, especially with my family, because you just never know, right? You fucking shit gets crazy, dude, and you want to make sure that, even me, that I feel like I'm confident enough to defend myself, I still carry that shit because it's a crazy world we're in right now, and you just don't know. You don't know.
Yeah, life is fucking crazy. The world is just. I don't know if it's because like I'm older now and I pay more attention, but it's so fucked, man. Like there's a lot of fucked up shit going on in the world.
Well, also I think we see it more because of social media, dude. We're able to see things that we didn't see before. Now you're connected to the whole world by something that goes in your hand that you carry around every day. Before, you didn't really have that. So now you see everything that's fucking going on. You can be here in El Paso and you're seeing shit across in China. Like, it's so we're more open to things that are going on now. And I think that's maybe why we're like off. Maybe things were crazy like that back then. We just didn't know about it. But yeah, we get to see a bunch of crazy shit.
Dude, speaking of crazy shit, there's been alien sightings, dude. You end up seeing it?
No. The only one I saw was in Vegas, I think.
So there was a bunch of like police responded to a mall in Miami, and the news reports started saying that it was like a fight, like a big brawl, like a bunch of kids were like showed up at the mall and they were brawling with sticks. But like every fucking like police officer in Miami like was fucking there. Like a crazy amount of police presence, and there was like supposedly sightings of like aliens and like these long figures and shit. And they're saying that like people had to like sign like what are they called, NDAs and like all this crazy shit, dude. And then sure enough, like earlier this week, I don't know, it came from TMZ, so it's probably fake, but there was like other sightings in Brazil.
When was this Miami one?
The Miami one was like last week or the week before. Let me pull it up.
I haven't seen anything about aliens. That's pretty interesting, dude. I mean, for sure. I mean, there's got to be some other shit, right? Some other shit out there in this fucking universe. Like, I did see one in Vegas where I guess they recorded, they called the cops, something like that. Was it in Vegas? I'm not.
Yeah, that one was it was New Year's Day. Yeah, the Vegas one was also last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, man. Fucking, it'd be cool if aliens are real. I'm pretty sure they're real because there's no way that we live in this fucking universe and like other planets and galaxies, and it's like infinite. Like there's got to be life out there, dude.
The only thing that sucks is there's never really like
Good pictures.
good footage, dude. Like what the fuck? Like
Oh.
you see these cameras now, like dude, you see what a fucking cell phone camera can do, and it's like, why did it come out so fucking pixelated? Like why is it like?
Look at all the cops that
Oh
were
yeah,
there,
that is a lot of cops. What
dude.
the fuck?
Like an insane amount of cops.
Why are you there though? Because of the calls?
Yeah, supposedly because there was like that brawl. But there's no way there's
What
ever.
the fuck? Dude?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And then that they went like radio silent. Like that. Yeah.
That's a fuck ton of cops, dude.
For like a brawl.
Yeah, that's weird, huh?
Yeah.
And then for them to say like, oh no, we didn't see anything.
Yeah.
Just fucking misinformation. Like somebody saw something. I mean, it looked like fucking hundreds of cops there.
And if it was like a fight, like there would have been like footage of it. Like somebody would have recorded. Yeah. But like no, there was no video. Like nothing what happened. Like nobody has any information what happened in there.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, dude. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I thought the government was being a little bit more open about this whole alien shit, but
the one in Mexico with the little one that they presented to the government. Did you see that one?
No.
There was another one last year, and it was like a little. It's like a tiny like. He's like this big. He's like Louis sized.
Well, for those of you that don't know Louis is like 4'11", and he's a full grown 33-year-old man. Or how old is he? Dude?
He's like 33, 36.
Yeah,
Shout out Louis.
Like 4'11", 4'10", I don't know. On a good day, dude. I think that's him in heels.
when he eats his vitamins. Yeah, man, it's crazy. The only aliens we see here are the illegal ones.
Fuck, dude. What the fuck is going on with that, dude? That is so bad. I mean, it is. It's fucking crazy, man. Like,
so many, dude.
A lot, and nobody's doing anything. Like, it's just, like.
Do they tell you guys to, like, if you run into them, like, what do you, or like as a cop, like, what are you supposed to do with if you see any?
Nothing, dude.
Nothing.
We don't. I mean, we're just. That's not our job. We're not immigration, right? We're just there to fucking stop crime, and we don't really do anything. I have yet to encounter, while on the job, any, immigrant illegal activity, things like that. There's a lot of like human trafficking and stuff like that. I know a lot, some of my work buddies have encountered stuff like that. But that's different, right? Because that's an actual crime.
Yeah.
Trafficking humans. But as far as them being here, I mean, that's just, it's nothing we can do really. I did go to the downtown lights, for like the Christmas showing and all that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of the immigrants there, dude. And
they're just like sleeping out there and stuff.
Well, no, they're walking around and like, obviously they're, seeing stuff too, but there's a lot of them, dude. And it looked like so many fucking people. So I've been there before and it's never been that packed, dude. Like I went, I think like 2 years ago, and it was like a little bit closer to Christmas time, and it was packed, but it wasn't like as bad it was this time. And this time, we purposely waited till after Christmas and after like the holidays to like kind of go check it out.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, it was fucking packed, and a lot of them were the immigrants, and it's crazy, dude. It's El Paso's like just flooded with immigrants. I mean, they're here for their own reasons, right? They're here to do whatever, but I don't know how the city can keep up with more and more and more coming in, dude.
Well, like when we went to New York last year, we flew there, right? And because we're not gonna fucking drive, and we were at the airport. There was like a shit ton of them, dude. Like, because they deport them, they send them to other places and stuff, or they send them with their sponsors or whatever.
Yeah,
dude, the fucking airport was packed, and they closed off this one area, and they just had them all sleeping on they were all sleeping on the floor, and they had like those little like aluminum blankets, like the thermal ones, that like they were just sleeping there, dude. And, like, it was fucking crazy. Like, it was a shit ton of them. And they had that whole incident downtown too, where they were like all sleep, like they all kind of took up a block and they were all sleeping there. And then when the president came to visit, they just like
They cleared all that
they
shit
cleared
up.
it out. Yeah, they got rid of all of them.
So yeah, that was fucked too. Like, so the president, the president's hearing that there's a fucking issue with the immigrants and all that. So he comes to see what's going on, and everything gets cleared out of downtown. I mean, I don't even know where they fucking put them, dude. They kind of just cleaned it up for the moment, and we're like, no, we're good. Which I don't know why, like, they didn't want him to see these things. Like, it's just,
I don't know. I don't fucking follow politics, but I'm sure there's always an agenda for shit like that.
yeah. No, I was also hearing that California just passed that some of the immigrants that are there are going to get like some sort of health care, and they get money, and
The ones here get health care. Val was telling me that, rest in peace, my relationship. So yeah, my ex-girlfriend worked with immigration stuff, and we're no longer together. Just kidding. Anyways, no, but yeah, she said that they would get like health benefits, and then they get like $2,000, and then they release them, dude. Like they get money, and then they're off, they're out and about.
That's crazy, dude. I mean, I don't know, man. Everybody, it's a different topic. I try not to pay attention to it. I know what's happening here, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, you should pay attention." Dude, it's what can we do? Like, it's ridiculous, right? We can't do much. I mean, we really can't. It's kind of hard. I don't know if we're just supposed to allow all these people to keep coming in, and just live with it. I mean, it's crazy.
I say we just like arm ourselves and go protect the borders ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, they had the fucking National Guard there, but they're not allowed to do anything, dude. They're just kind of there to look at them as they're crossing over. That's how Hedma's in immigration. And I'm like, dude, like, you're not doing your fucking job, dude.
Yeah.
Like, just walking around or what, dude? Like, all you do all day is just sleep in your fucking little border patrol truck and just not do shit all day. No, I'm just kidding. Shout out to Herma.
Shout out Herma.
And all those border patrol agents that aren't doing anything.
And his mustache.
Yeah, dude, for sure. It's something crazy. I remember being in elementary school, and they used to say the sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt. Like, what the fuck happened to that, dude? Like, you can't say anything nowadays, like anything, without someone getting fucking offended. Like, and I hate that, dude, because I am like the type of person who like sometimes says things that aren't very like nice.
Yeah, I call it having a sense of humor. Yeah. Like even comedians can't say shit because then people are coming after them, or like, come on, like you gotta be able to joke around about shit. I do think like sense of humor is a little darker, but like it's jokes. It's not. I'm not a shitty person. I'm not out there like fucking talking down on people and shit like that.
Yeah, and honestly, that was one of the things too when you did tell me about this, and I was like excited to do it, but was like, fuck, dude, like I don't want to say the wrong thing, right?
Yeah.
Especially like in my field of work, and then like
it comes back
and like bites me in the ass, dude. And now I'm like, homeless. Like, what's the proper word for that? Actually, so I don't say anything.
Person without
a home.
A home.
So yeah, dude. I mean, imagine me saying something stupid, and luckily we're able to edit. Yeah. And if I do say something stupid, then
the thing is about editing, I don't know what's right and wrong, so
I don't know.
I'm not gonna edit anything out.
Fucking 31-year-old man, dude. He just said I don't know what's right from wrong.
It's at the end of the day, it's all subjective. Like, it's our opinions. We're allowed to have them. What's that old saying about opinions?
Something about an asshole.
Yeah.
Something about assholes and eating assholes.
Opinions are like assholes.
Yeah.
Everybody eats one.
Yeah, I mean, everybody. I don't know. A lot of people don't eat ass, dude.
I think this is our second ass eating reference in this episode, or was it last one?
I mean, that's I like to eat ass, dude. There's nothing wrong with that.
I draw the line at ass eating, dude.
You don't eat ass?
No,
Why?
never have I ever.
I have, dude, and I mean, it's cool, dude. Like it's I don't know if like there's any pleasure to it. I've never asked, like, right? But I mean,
It's like no matter how much you scrub, there's still shit that comes out of there, dude. Like there's got to be like poop particles. Like I already think about like toothbrushes. You know, like your toothbrush has like poop particles in it.
mm-hmm.
Like I already got to deal with that shit. Like I'm not gonna go down there and nah, man.
I mean, just shower, dude, and try to scrub all the poop particles
Yeah,
out.
but when you shower, it's like exterior. Like you don't go in there.
Poke the anus, dude. I used to have this buddy that I used to work with, man, and I don't know why he was so obsessed with anal, but he was married, and he would talk about how when he knew he was gonna like do anal with his wife,
Mm-hmm.
how they would prepare for it, like they would actually prepare for it. So a few days before they would do anal, um, they would go to like she would go to like this diet where she would eat like nothing but like broccoli and like orange juice because I guess broccoli and orange juice cleans out your body. I don't fucking know, right? So he'd be like, "Hey, we're gonna do anal this day. Start your fucking little diet. Make sure you're flushed out." And then they would go ahead and do it. And he'd be like, "Yeah, like I don't get shit on my dick. Like it doesn't stink when I put it in or when I take it out. Like," and I'm like, "Dude, you go through all that to do anal, dude? Like,
Fuck that, dude.
anal is like one of those things that's in the moment, dude. Like that's not something you plan. That's not something you plan, dude."
All right, this episode's not airing. Actually, I don't know if there's any. I need to look at the YouTube
Rules about anal.
guide. Yeah, I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can talk about anal on there.
I wouldn't see why not, dude. It's part of.
I mean, nobody's watching, right?
Yeah, you act like we're gonna get fucking canceled.
Yeah.
Unless one of you fucking assholes on there decides that you didn't like what I said about anal.
Yeah.
And you decide to report us. But I don't even know how we got to that, dude.
That was all you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You went down the anal rabbit hole.
Yeah, that was good. So
Yeah, dude.
where'd you get this plant, dude?
This plant was given. I don't know. It just showed up. But this thing right here, it's not attached to it.
Oh, it looked like it was attached.
No, my dad actually he cut that out from
A tree?
a tree trunk in the backyard. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. He dated it there. But I figure like every podcast has a plant, so we needed our own plant.
What's one of those trees that Mr. Miyagi's
The
cutting?
bonsai tree?
Yeah, one of those is cool, dude.
Yeah. But those you have to really
Take care of.
take care of. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've thought about it, but nah, it's like
It's like an expert tree. What is this?
that. I think that's just
Is it bamboo?
it's a kamikaze. I don't know.
It's like bamboo, dude.
Yeah, it looks like bamboo, but it's been alive and you don't have to really water it.
Where'd you get that?
I don't know. It just showed up. So when my dad retired last year, he went through like his gardening phase, and he was bringing back plants like every weekend, dude.
Oh, shit.
He would go walk. He would go walk in Canotillo in the flea market
Mhm.
or the swap meet, and he would buy plants. I guess there's like a people sell plants and shit. So every day, every weekend, like he'd fucking come home with a plant. He planted all kinds of shit in the backyard. And it all died.
Oh, he's not doing it anymore? Like he's not taking care of it anymore?
No, well, I mean, it got cold and it all died, and yeah.
But it'll come back like during the summertime.
I mean, eventually, yeah. But yeah, there was he planted corn, he planted squash. There's a couple trees, some rose bushes, and it all. The only thing that did grow was the cactus that.
Yeah, we're in the desert, dude. I don't think we need to like actually grow those things.
Those fuckers grew. Yeah.
Did he ever eat any of his?
He
like,
did. Yeah, we have some in the fridge too.
The cactus or
The
like
nopales.
what about like the squash and all that shit?
Yeah, there was a squash that. Yeah, it was.
How big is that, dude?
I'd say this is average, but it's just me.
I don't know. I guess I'm like really below average.
Yeah. Remember when we would do our podcast in high school? We'd call it Cock Talk.
Oh, dude, that's what you should have named this.
I thought about it. But no, man, you can't do that. Or even just like sea talk,
Or if you would have done like a rooster, like a cock,
like
and
a
then
cock.
put
Then
talk.
Cock Talk.
Nah, that would have been good.
I mean, we can always rebrand.
Yeah, I mean, this is the beginning stages of, you know, what's happening. I mean, this is cool. I like the logo. When you showed me the logo, I liked it. I was like, well, that looks pretty cool, man. The Boobie thing, I don't think anybody's called me that in like fucking forever.
I think probably like we're the only ones that call you that.
Yeah, nobody calls me that. So people are probably wondering like where that comes from.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie Friday Night Lights. I'm sure you have.
I hate that movie.
You don't like it? It's a fucking good movie. Dude.
It's overrated, dude.
It's
like
a good movie.
that's like every jock's like Friday Night Lights is like the Notebook for like jocks.
I like The Notebook. The Notebook's a good movie.
It's a good movie, but it's like it's overdone, you know.
It's not overdone, dude.
Yeah.
Don't you fucking say that again. Anyways, so in that movie, there's one of the players. It's James Boobie Miles. Boobie's his nickname. He's a really cocky athlete who ends up getting hurt in the movie.
And that was you.
So that kind of, you know, that was I don't know. People say I was cocky in high school, dude.
You were.
I say I'm confident. I'm very confident in myself. People say it's cocky, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. But so that's how it started, right? I guess I carried that fucking persona, and then I did end up getting hurt during football. So the name kind of just, everybody on the team kind of just started calling me that. And you know, it stuck, and I hear people from Anthony call me that. Other than that, like
nobody calls you.
I've never introduced myself as Boobie.
So your coworkers are gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
they'll probably start calling you Boobie now.
Nah, dude. So everybody calls me Rulis.
Rulis?
Yeah,
Rulis.
Yeah, everywhere that I go, that's what they call me. That's the. Kind of sounds like I'm old, dude. Like,
yeah.
That shit.
Yeah. It reminds me of one of my old managers.
Rulis?
Yeah, that's what you call him.
You know, I wanted to change my name for a long time, dude. I didn't.
To what?
I don't know. Just so I'm a junior.
Yeah, your family calls you Junior. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a junior. My real dad's name. So when I talk about my dad, I was talking about my dad about, you know, him teaching me how to box and things. When I talk about my dad, that's my stepdad.
Mm-hmm.
My stepdad raised me from the moment that I was probably about like 3-4 years old.
Yeah.
My real dad, I knew him for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I never really had a relationship with him. Well, I didn't at all. He tried to come into my life one time when I was probably like, showed up at my elementary school one time when I was like in 4th grade. And he was like, they called me out of class and I went outside. They were like, your dad's outside. So I went out expecting to see my stepdad, and I see him and I recognize him. I hadn't seen him since I was like 2 or 3.
Mm.
But I recognized him. He was like, you know who I am? And I was like, no, but I did. He's like, oh, I'm your dad or whatever. And I just kind of looked at him, and he hugged me, and that was pretty much it, dude. I went back to class, and then I never heard from him again. And then I heard from him one time when I was in high school. I think it was my senior year. I was actually in ISS, in school suspension, because I had gotten in a fight. So they called the ISS room, and they're like, hey, Raul's dad's here to talk to him. It's kind of the same shit. So I'm expecting my stepdad, right? Yeah. And then I get to the fucking office, and I walk in, and I don't see my stepdad. I see somebody sitting there, and I'm like, and I recognize him. I'm like, fuck, dude. So he like comes up to me, and he's like, oh, like trying to talk to me, like, hey, I'm your dad and shit. And I remember I just looking at him, like not saying anything to him. I didn't say anything to him. He's like, "Can I hug you?" And I was just like no, like I don't know you, dude. Like what the fuck? Um, and then yeah, he was just like, "Hey, you know what? Like I'm your dad, this and that. Like I've been looking for you." Um, but at that time, I'm an 18-year-old kid who's like just angry at the fucking world because you
Yeah.
know your dad's. I don't know. I was very angry for a long time about him not being in my life. Um, and I kind of just ignored him and I told him like to leave me alone, you know. And he even was like, "Hey, you need some money?" And I was like, "No, dude, like I don't need anything from you." You know, I was kind of a dick to him.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad about it now. Um, but so he did the same thing with my sister because me and my sister have the same dad. Um, and my sister ended up following up with like a relationship with him. They actually have a relationship. Um, and I've talked to my dad, to my real dad. I talked to him. I say it was like 2 years ago when his mom, my grandma, passed away. I guess right before she passed away, she had been asking to see me. So I didn't want to go, dude. I kind of sucked it up and I went. Um, I basically saw her on her deathbed, dude. I talked to her. So I showed up one day. I ended up talking to her, and she was really out of it. She was on hospice,
Mm-hmm.
and we talked a little bit. Like she couldn't, you know, she. It was crazy because they had told me that um, she hadn't been like eating, and she hadn't like she was ready to like just go right. Um, and I show up, and she couldn't really see, like she was losing her eyesight. And I was with one of my aunts. My aunt was like, "Hey, mira, look who's here! It's Junior." And she like smiled, dude. Like her, like immediately smiled, and like just you could tell like she like it sparked something in her, right?
Yeah.
And while I'm there, like I'm, you know, kind of just sitting there because she couldn't really talk or anything like that, and she starts like asking for food, that she wants food, and she's, you know, so she ate, and they were like, "Man, like that's crazy, like she hadn't been doing very good. You came and she, you know," and they did tell me, you know, she had been wanting to see you for so long. Um,
Had you had a relationship with her when you were smaller? Stuff.
so when I was little, yeah, I mean, from what I can remember, dude, like I said, we left them when I was like like three, dude, 2, 3 years old.
Yeah.
But I did have a relationship, and it's crazy because I remember a lot of the things from when I was that young. Like I remember where they used to live, like the apartments that we used to live in. We
Mm-hmm.
used to live in some other government housing apartments, some projects across from the Carolina Center, right there on Carolina, Carolina and Northrop. There's some projects there, and we used to live there with my mom, and so it was my grandma, her husband, my dad, and then me and my mom and my little sister. We used to live there. Um, so I had a relationship with them when I was little, and I remember it. Um, so I when she asked to see me, I mean, I went, and we just I went that day, and then I think she was alive for maybe like 2 or 3 more days. So what I did was for the next 2 or 3 days, I went every day after work,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of just sat there with her. Um, and during the time that I was sitting there, it was like a big like time of reflection for me because I was like, if I wouldn't have been so fucking angry at such a young age, I could have had a good relationship with this lady. I could have had a good relationship because I had uncles and cousins that were there,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I could have had a, you know, some sort of relationship with these people. They seemed like they were like they cared, like they genuinely cared about me. But I was just so angry at the fact that my dad wasn't there, so I never really gave him an opportunity to like be in my life. And I remember one of the days that I was there, my dad showed up, and I hadn't seen him since I was 18. Um, and he came into the room. He didn't know I was there. I don't know. And he came into the room, and he was like, "Oh, sorry or whatever." And I was like, "No, you can sit, dude. Like it's cool. Like you know, we're just." I was sitting right there by the bed with my grandma, and we start talking. Me and him, we start talking, and I told him, I was like, "Look, When I was younger, I was like, I was upset. I was very angry at, you not being in my life. And I felt like you just didn't try to be in my life. Um, and I told him, you know what, but I'm not mad at you. I was mad at the time. So I'm not mad anymore. Like you're forgiven. Like to me, like it is what it is. It happened. I'm open to whatever it is you want to do. Like if whatever you want to do, whatever you feel like you want to do, if you want to have a relationship or whatever. But I did make it clear that I'm like I don't need you because I've had my dad. I've had and I have my own family now, and I'm not gonna go out of my way to try and talk to you.
Yeah.
I told him if you want to have a relationship, we can, dude. But I mean, you got to put your part in, right? If I'm your kid, I'm your son. I have my own kids now. I know now. So I have a daughter, right, that doesn't live here, and I do everything I can to see her, dude. Like everything I can. I don't see how. For me, it was like I didn't see how you didn't put that effort in. Like if my daughter lives, I don't know, like she lives in North Carolina, dude. She used to live in Virginia, and I would see her every year. I see her every year. Like I make the effort to see her every year. Like no matter how far she lives, right? To try to be in her life. And like you couldn't do it. Like being in the same city, like that doesn't make sense to me. But I told him I'm not mad at you. I mean, if you want to try and have a relationship, we can, dude. But you got to put your effort into it. Like it's not something where I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, let me call you and like nah. Like if you really want a legit relationship with me, put effort into it. Like
Did he end up following up with that, or?
no, dude. I mean, I didn't talk to him again. That was the last time I heard from him. I saw him at the funeral, and that was it. I hadn't seen him anymore. So recently I saw him at during Thanksgiving, the Thanksgiving parade. My sister was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go to Thanksgiving parade. You want to go?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we'll go." She's like, "But I'm gonna go with my dad," and I'm like, um, she's like, his whole family's there. Like, we get a spot and we hang out. And I'm like, yeah, like whatever, dude. Fuck it, I'll go, right? Because I talked to a lot of like his family stuff. Like my aunt, which is his sister, I talked to her. My son plays for um one of my cousins from his side. His team. My son plays for them. So I have a little bit of better relationship with them. So I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll go. So I ended up going, and he was there, and I talked to him, and he even asked me like, would you be okay like if I was to like follow you on Facebook and I was like, yes, like I've told you this, like, but you're a man, dude. Like like if you want to have a relationship with me, I feel like you should fucking
Just do it.
be trying to have a relationship with me. That's not my job. I'm your son, right? As a father, me being a father, if I didn't have a relationship with my kids, I'm going to do everything possible to try to have that relationship with them. I do everything. Like I try to be there for my kids no matter what, dude. I mean, anything that I can do, I'll do it for them. And I just never understood that. Him now, like where, like you can now we have Facebook, dude. Now you can contact me. Like it's not hard to get a hold of me now. Maybe when I was little,
Yeah.
but I'm an adult.
Especially if he's got that relationship with your sister, like
Yeah,
they're tight. Like you talk to your sister and shit,
and she's the one that's told me like, maybe you should try and I'm like, I don't need to. Like I
Yeah,
don't.
it's not your job.
And not only that, but I don't. Like I've said, I know it sounds kind of fucked up, but I don't need him in my life. I've been fine. I haven't needed him for 31 years, dude. Like you know what I mean? Would I like to have a relationship with him? Yeah, because I think I never really. I always try to understand why it was, the way I am. You see, you get a lot of traits from your parents, or things like that. And, there's a lot of family that I don't know because, a whole half of my family that I don't know. So I was always very interested in that. I always wanted to know. So I'm open. Me just showing up to that Thanksgiving parade, knowing he's gonna be there. Like I'm open to it. but I'm not gonna go out of my way to have that relationship because, I mean, again, if he wanted to have a relationship with me, he would try. Um, so right, he told me like, hey, if I sent you a friend request on Facebook, like, would you accept? And I was like, yes, dude, like whatever. Like, if you want to message me, go ahead. Like, I never got that shit. So like, and it doesn't bother me no more, man. Like it hasn't bothered me in a long time. I'm just like, whatever, dude. Like, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter to me. Um, and he's like really into like cars and like lowriders and stuff like that. And I remember one time I told my sister, and she told him because he told me. I told her because she was like, you should try to talk to him and stuff. And I was like, look, if he put as much fucking attention into being a dad as he does into his fucking cars, I'm like, he'd be a great fucking dad. And I guess she told him because that day on Thanksgiving, he was like, hey, your sister told me, and she was like, and he was like, and he's like, now every time I fucking work on my car, like,
He cries.
I think about that shit. And I'm like, dude, like, what, like,
Yeah.
what do you, it's true. Like, you would be a great fucking father if you put that much effort into being a father, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's got like a club and everything, like a car club and shit. Like he puts all this effort into that shit,
Yeah.
and it's like if you really wanted to, you would. And I mean, like I said, dude, I'm 31 years old. I haven't needed, anything from him, and it is what it is. Like when I was younger, yeah, I was upset, but now I'm like, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't. It's another person. Like people come and go. It doesn't matter, right? Um, but yeah, that was. I don't even know how we started talking about that shit.
I don't know, but you got daddy issues.
I do, dude.
um, yeah, no, man. I feel like my relationship with my dad has changed this last year. Because obviously, well, like, I mean, I lost my mom at the end of 2022, and until like that point, my relationship with my dad, it was just kind of. I mean, he's always been a good dad. Like he's always, but he was always working,
Yeah.
and we would like small talk. We were like really good at small talking, and it was just kind of catching up always. But we never really like
Bonded.
bonded or got into like the deep, like gritty stuff.
Yeah.
And well, obviously going through something like losing your mom and I mean his wife, like we got to talking more, and I mean now I live with him and it's just me and him, so we spend a lot more time together. But it's been nice because like I've told people like I lost my mom, but I feel like I gained my dad because I mean I never like lost him, and I don't want to say he was a bad dad or anything. He wasn't,
Yeah.
but like on that emotional level, like now we talk about shit. Like I feel comfortable talking to him about my relationships and stuff, and that was something I never really did with even with my mom, like because my mom would ask. My mom was like super nosy and she would like get it out of me, but I never really talking about my personal relationships, and that's something that I've worked on, and I do that now. And even my dad, like he tells me stuff about my mom, and I'm like sometimes like, it's TMI, dad. Like I know we're bros, but
Shit.
I don't want to know how I was born or how I was conceived. Like,
Fuck yeah, dude.
but it's been a crazy year, man. Like, um, yeah, it's fucking life is crazy. I think like losing my mom like opened my eyes to like so many things. Like until then, I was like living in this bubble, and like when she died, like that bubble burst, and then like I was exposed to all this shit. And now I'm not naive or anything like that, but it things like that like change you, and like it was pretty it was pretty crazy too the way it happened. I've I don't I don't really ever talk about it, but yeah, like long story short, like I watched my mom die,
Yeah.
and that shit is like it fucked with me for a long time, and I gotta like thank my family, like shout out family, because they're ones that really got me through it. you know, and it was like, it's a really fucked up experience. And then like my grandma died a couple of months after. Like she died in August of last year. So like having like, we had to go to Juarez because she was living with my aunt over there. We had to go. Well, she's not technically my grandma. She's my great aunt, but she raised my mom, and to me, like she grew up as like she was like my grandma. So she was already old. She was like 92, and I mean she was pretty like rock solid. But I think after like my mom passed, that really like hurt her, and after that, she was just kind of like, all right, I'm ready to go. And we went to go because it happened overnight. So we got there, and like when I saw her like body, because in Mexico it's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Like they just leave them there, and then they call like the mortician or whatever, and then they come and they get the body. I don't know how it is here in the U.S., but I'm pretty sure an ambulance takes them now.
No, actually
The mortician also.
yeah, you'll call like the medical examiner, the ME.
Mm-hmm.
They'll come take a look, make sure that, you kind of do like your investigation on how they died and stuff like that. And then if it seems natural, ME comes out, and then you call for, I forget what they're called. But they come and pick up the bodies.
Yeah.
And they take them to the funeral home or wherever they're going to take them, to the ME's office, wherever they're going.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're there, but it's quick, dude. I mean, it's not super fast, but it happens within like 4 hours. I know in Mexico sometimes they're there like a whole fucking day or longer. Or
Well, they damn, this chair keeps farting.
Yeah.
Well, they were waiting for us because they wanted us to go see her before they took her and stuff. So me and my dad took off, and we get there like a couple hours, and she had already like been dead for a while. But I remember like just like dead body, like seeing a dead body doesn't really like fuck with me anymore. Maybe when I was like little, but like I've gone to a couple funerals, so like I don't know, when I see a dead body, it doesn't really like, it doesn't, I feel like it's not them anymore, you know. It's just kind of like,
yeah,
it's like a corpse, really. That's what it is. But that shit like triggered some shit in me, dude, and I started like bawling my eyes off, and yeah, dude, it was fucking crazy. So it was like losing a piece of my mom again, because she represented so much of my mom. And like after that, I was like, fuck, like I'm down to like my siblings, and
yeah.
one of them's an asshole, you know. I'm not gonna say who, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, even when you told me about your mom, that was shocking. I didn't expect that, dude. I mean, I hadn't seen your mom in a little bit, but I think the last time I had seen her, she looked good. She looked, fine. Obviously everybody deals with their health issues.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was a really nice lady, always very welcoming, very, she would, sometimes I don't even know how she would laugh at some of the shit that we would say, because I feel like it was probably like really inappropriate to be saying around your mom. But yeah, she was definitely a beautiful person.
Yeah.
And what I have noticed is your dad talks a lot more now, because he didn't really used to talk when your mom was here.
No, he was always kind of like,
Yeah.
because he was a fucking workhorse. Like he would, and then the thing about my dad, he worked in Deming, and it's like an hour and a half drive from here to Deming, and he would work like really early, so he had to leave like at 3 a.m. to get to like his 5 a.m. shift.
Yeah.
And then work all day. And he worked at a cannery. And I mean, it's not like walk in the park or anything. It's not like excruciating labor, but yeah, like it is pretty like during the summer, like you're in a fucking warehouse, and during the winter, like it's a warehouse, so you're cold and hot. But yeah, he would come home, basically just eat, shower, watch TV for a little bit, and crash out, and then like do it again, you know. And like weekends, he was off. Sometimes he would work Saturdays also. So he was just, yeah, poor dude. But now he's retired. He's chilling. He's He's probably watching YouTube. He watches a lot of YouTube. Yeah, he's the one. It's crazy because before I even thought about like all of this shit, like months ago, my dad's all like, he's like, Mijo, like, you should be like a YouTuber. And because he watches a couple of YouTubers, and they're like from Mexico, and he's like obsessed with them. And he's like, yeah, like we'll get you a drone, and like I'm still waiting on my drone, Dad. What the fuck?
Yeah.
But
isn't that crazy, right? When like older people like start getting into technology and shit.
yeah,
Dude, I've been like sitting at like appointments like with doctors, and then you'll just hear like this fucking lady like loud as fuck on her phone, like just watching like a video, dude, like on YouTube, and they're like, or like the most inappropriate video and shit. It's just loud as fuck, dude, and everybody just there like, what the fuck
it's always like the Mexican ladies like walking, like, or like at the store, like they're always like on FaceTime walking, or like on speaker, like loud as fuck,
like, what
dude.
the fuck?
Yeah, we're scrolling through Facebook. At Jermaine's graduation, the lady in front of us was on Facebook. She's all fucking on her big old phone. She had like an iPhone like 14 Max Pro, whatever. But yeah,
dude, the whole relationship with parents is definitely something. It's different for everyone.
yeah,
Very different. A lot of people just grow up without parents. Some people grow with parents. Some people aren't close to their parents. It's just,
yeah.
it's kind of weird. But
I feel blessed, dude. My parents were always my parents got together when they ran away when they were 17 years old. Like, well, my dad was 17, my mom was 17, my dad was like 18, something like that. Or they were like super young. And they were together like till like, their death do them part,
yeah,
and death did them part.
that's crazy, dude. You don't see that shit nowadays. So it's when I was born, dude. My dad, I think, was 15 years old when I was born. Like my biological father was 15.
Mm-hmm.
Which is sometimes too where I'm like, I don't blame him, right? I'm like, dude, imagine me having a kid at fucking 15 years old. Like, what that would have been like. Like, what?
Yeah.
Bro,
I'm fucking 31 and I don't even have a kid.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't plan on having kids, but I can't fucking.
Yep.
I'm not good, dude. I
Yep.
just can't do it.
I'll show you like a instructional video on how.
It just look. This is my train of thought for that. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of knowledge here. Pulling out, dude, is just not. It's just not my thing, dude. Like, if I'm gonna pull out right before I'm about to fucking nut, I might as well just jerk myself off, dude. By myself in the bathroom, like, because that's essentially what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're just jerking yourself off at the end, and that's it. Like,
this is also not going in. The anal talk and then the jerking off is not. It's not gonna make the cut.
the people want to hear this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long have we been on right now?
This one's a minute 30. I mean, an hour 30 already.
Fuck. See, that shit goes by fast, dude.
You want to end it there? I mean, cutting out the anal and the other bits, it's an hour.
You can't cut out the anal, dude.
I don't know if I can put that shit up, but I'll look into it.
Just leave it.
Leave it?
If it gets taken down, then we'll take it out.
Okay.
It was good.
Yeah. All right. Well, episode 2 in the books. I mean, it's fun. I like this. Definitely gonna keep doing it. We'll probably shoot next. I don't know, whenever. Well, you're gonna be gone, right?
No, I mean, I'll be gone
Just like a weekend.
just this weekend. I'll be back. I don't know if you want to wait till my next weekend off, but
Yeah, that'll give us enough time to, because this won't be out until then. This gives us like 2 weeks worth. But yeah, episode 1 and 2, or I mean, episode 2. We didn't shoot them back to back. Didn't change clothes. But yeah, maybe we get some people in. I don't know. We'll roll with it. Oh, I died just in time.
fuck you.